So how big of a power amp do you need to drive your loudspeakers to full output without blowing them up? The spec sheet for a loudspeaker typically provides a power rating. A common spec might read something like this: 1000 watts continuous, 2000 watts program, 4000 watts peak at 4 ohms. A loudspeaker's continuous power handling spec is the average long-term power that they can handle, like with a test signal being played without stopping. Its program rating is the average power it would handle, better relating to how we're using it, like for music playing. And its peak power rating is the short-term power it can handle from sudden bursts of energy, like a microphone dropping. That's roughly twice the program power. So how big of a power amp do you really need? Here's a good rule of thumb. Choose a power amp that will drive roughly twice the amount of power stated in the loudspeaker's continuous power rating. For example, if the loudspeaker spec shows that the loudspeaker will handle 400 watts continuous at 8 ohms, then drive it with a power amp that will deliver 800 watts into 8 ohms. That will ensure that you can drive the loudspeaker to full output without concern of blowing it up. I sometimes hear people ask if it's okay to underpower a loudspeaker. Technically, the answer is yes. The loudspeaker doesn't really care how big or small that power amp is. The downside is that if you underpower the loudspeaker and try to turn it up, at some point you'll be clipping or distorting the power amp. That may in turn overheat the voice coil and blow the loudspeaker. So don't do that. Buy a big enough power amp to drive the loudspeaker to full output, even if you don't plan to drive it that hard. Just follow that rule of thumb mentioned above. You'll be in good shape. There's so much to learn if we want to deliver great quality sound consistently in our church. And if you're ready to learn more, we would love to see you at one of our upcoming church sound training classes. Head over to churchsoundbootcamp.com for the details.